When William Bergman passed away in 1986, he left questions unanswered. He's buried in Montreal, the city where he raised a family. But that family never knew much about his life growing up Jewish in Nazi Germany.
My father never spoke. He never talked about any of this.
Bergman's son, Stephen, now lives in the U.S., and though his father's gone, he's learning more about his life, thanks to a message out of the blue that at first seemed like a hoax.
At first, I was apprehensive. I'm always concerned that somebody's scamming you on email, whatever's going on. So I looked up the information, and it was the National Museum of Munich.
That message came from the office of Matthias Vinegar. He runs a program at the Munich Museum with the mission to return silver objects stolen from Jews by the Nazis to their rightful owners.
It's really important to try to find the families and, in my view, and give back the objects.
Through systematic confiscation.
In 1939, the Nazis brought in a so-called silver tax. Jews were forced to surrender jewelry and precious metals to pawn shops. Thousands of items were melted down and turned into gold or silver bars to support Germany's war machine, but some ended up in museums.
And might be the spoon your grandmother ate with.
They aren't priceless works of art, some are quite simple, but they were once family heirlooms. Vinegar's museum had 112 stolen items, and since 2019 has been trying to find their owners. There's been detective work going through pawn shop records and then scouring ancestry sites and social media.
This candlestick belonged to a member of my family.
Up to now we have been almost always had the right person when we had such a trial, and we almost never failed.
It's nothing fancy.
Bergman had some emotional moments when he first held the cup sent from the museum. It was seized from his father just before he escaped Germany. It's a Kiddush cup used in blessings to sanctify the Sabbath and Jewish holidays. Bergman's done some research and says it was made in the 1870s and had likely been in his family for decades. Yet he never knew it even existed.
A total surprise. So to hold this now, and I just wish, there's a lot of questions I have for my father.
Someone dies.
The museum's success tracking down descendants has surprised Vinegar himself. He hopes to be able to give back every item by the end of the year. In fact, he's planning a trip to Ontario this summer.
They're going above and beyond.
Well, Bergman may have a trip north as well. He's looking at donating his father's cup to the Montreal Holocaust Museum, the city where he rebuilt his life after escaping Germany with 50 cents in his pocket.
As time goes by, I realize how difficult his life was. And this just brings all that up.
Mike Armstrong, Global News, Montreal.